Breezy. Hi. Oh, I can't hear you. You're on mute.
Do you see mom on there?
No. Is she in the other room?
Yeah, she's gonna watch it from downstairs. I thought I had her on the Zoom link.
Oh, you thought you got her on?
Yeah.
She says it's in right now.
Yeah.
It's funny, and she says spiral is on right now.
Hi, Mom. I hear you.
Wow, I don't know how we're trying to get and but it's been on it for 5 minutes.
Have you used Zoom on this iPad?
Maybe I haven't.
Yeah, actually, I think she has. There's
On the
so many deer in my yard today.
Mhm.
There are like 10 of them that I walked over to Jamie's this morning and I saw them and I'm like, hi. And they all just watched me and I was like 10 feet away. It was so cool.
That's cool.
page.
I'm clicking on the link
we're
that
on waiting.
just on that,
Oh,
and
there
it's
it
just
is on my iPhone.
Yeah.
But it's not coming up on my
yeah.
bloody iPad.
Is Zoom not downloaded or something?
I haven't downloaded probably Zoom on this. I have to individually download everything. Is Zoom right there?
Yeah.
It's not letting me do it.
Do you know your password? Most likely.
Gmail.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
What
think
was your
so.
password?
Is it Google or Apple or what is it?
Zoom.
Mhm.
Zoom.
Oh, Zoom. It'd be for Apple or Google, I think. What password are they asking for?
Zoom.
That's your password.
Yeah,
No, somebody else probably signed on my Zoom. I don't know what the password is. Zoom
439.
796.
I'm going to mute you while you figure this out, okay?
Yeah.
439.
Hello, Havilah, Brooke, Brianna, Deanna. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm so excited. This is going to be good. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, I'm really excited about 2026. So far, it's been a little chaotic in a lot of people. I think today is anyone else like seeing a little bit of chaos going on? There's like 6 people in my life where it's like, oh, maybe there's something going on in the stars, but it's a good day. I'm really excited about class today. We are going to always kind of start and we're going to go through just the class, a tune in, drop into your bodies, and then we'll have you share your wins, your like where you are in the world, just so we start to get to know each other. Each class will share something, but share your win. And I'm just going to go through this at the very beginning. I have a mentor who works with a lot of pro athletes, and he was working with a baseball player that was in the minor leagues, and in 1 year he went from minor leagues to being one of the top drafted, and then he ended up being an MVP in baseball. and they were interviewing on ESPN, and they were like, how did you do this? This is unbelievable. And he said, I started to do 3 wins at the end of each day. And as athletes, we often will like just focus on what we're doing wrong, right? But that's not just athletes, it's everyone. We look at our day and we go, oh, I didn't do this and I should have done that. Or, but focusing on the wins, what we focus on, we get more of. And so in this class, we really start to create this pattern. And you'll know, like when you get to class, you're like, oh, I'm going to share this win. And with each client, whenever I start a session, I start with this focus of what are your wins? Because we want more of this, and we want to recognize the wins, celebrate them, so that we can expand in those ways. And it's sports are always kind of a cool thing because it just immediately shows up and lets us see the repercussions of a change in behavior. But I want you to play around with this in your own life and come to each class with your wins and share with us so that we can celebrate. And one other thing about this is when you share in a group, and if you share an intention in a group, it's 3 to 6 times more likely, I can't remember the stat, but more likely to happen. And so if you want and you're creating something, share it with a group, because we can all put our intention into yours and it's more likely to occur. So just a quick tip there. We're going to go into the tune in and then have you and just set up the container for the group, and Sean's going to do that. And then we'll go into just having each of you take 1 minute, just share your name, where you're from, and your win for the week, what's going really well for you in the first week of January 2026. Today we are going through habits and creating your ideal day and really setting yourself up so that you can visualize it in a hypnosis, and you can actually have this is the beautiful thing of having Sean in this and being a part of being an instructor, because he has these resources and structures and systems, and he's going to give you some really cool stuff today. So I'm super excited about that. So I'll turn the time over to Sean, and he's going to help us drop into our bodies.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, so to get us started today, I'm going to walk us through a process of tuning into ourselves to see what's happening within at this moment. So we'll move through the exercise with our eyes closed, and I invite you to close your eyes now. Let's begin by finding a comfortable seated position, feet flat on the floor, spine naturally upright but not rigid, arms gently resting on the legs or on your desk. Just allow your shoulders to soften down away from your ears. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth as you release whatever you've been carrying, just letting it all go. Now moving into a few rounds of box breathing with equal counts of 4 for each phase. We'll breathe in through the nose and out through the nose or mouth, whatever feels most natural for your release. Start by breathing out, emptying your lungs completely. Now, inhale slowly through your nose, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top, 2, 3, 4. Exhale slowly, 2, 3, 4. Hold empty, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, filling the belly, 2, 3, 4. Hold, staying relaxed, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, releasing completely, 2, 3, 4. Hold empty, remaining present. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, feeling the air enter through the nose. 3, 4. Hold, feeling the fullness. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, letting everything soften. 2, 3, 4. Hold empty, resting in stillness. 3, 4. Beautiful. All right, returning the breath now to your own natural rhythm, keeping the eyes closed. I'd like you to bring your awareness now to your body. Just feel the weight of your body, your legs and your bum pressing into the chair beneath. Feel the contact of your hands and arms resting on your legs or on your desk. Bringing your awareness to the top of your head now. Slowly scan your body from head to toe, becoming aware of each part. Notice any sensations, strong or subtle, as you continue down to the soles of your feet. Now moving from the soles of the feet, slowly scanning back up again. Notice any feelings of warmth, any aches, relaxation, maybe hunger. What are you noticing in the physical body in this moment? Now gently shift your awareness away from your physical body and start to become aware of any emotions you're experiencing in this moment. What are you noticing in your emotional self? Do you feel curiosity, sadness, excitement, anticipation? Is there an absence of emotion? Maybe just a quiet stillness? What are you noticing in your emotional body in this moment? Now, relaxing your focus, notice any thoughts that are moving through your mind. What thoughts are floating or dancing in your awareness? Whatever you notice, just acknowledge it as it moves into and out of your awareness. Now, bringing your awareness back to the body, notice the quality of energy in your body at this moment. Does the energy feel like cool air blowing through your being? Does it feel warm and heavy, like your energy body is merging with the earth? Just notice your body's energy. Notice the miracle of being in this moment. Now, taking a deep breath in through the nose and hold, slowly exhaling through the mouth. Ask yourself, what habit could I let go of? that would have the single greatest impact on my life? What could I stop doing entirely in order to make space for more of what I want in life? Take a moment to see yourself letting this thing go. Now, putting your hands on your heart, softly use your voice to address this habit directly. Say, your role has been to protect me from the discomfort of doing something that has felt challenging. Thank you. We are going to begin doing things differently now. Thank you for trying to protect me from doing something that has felt very difficult. We're about to step onto a new path. Now, slowly bringing your attention back into the room. Become aware of the sounds around you. Feeling the movement of air on your skin. Wiggle just one finger as you feel an inward smile and take a deep breath in through your nose. And wiggling all other fingers, release the breath out through the mouth and gently opening your eyes again.
So beautiful.
All right, well, welcome back. I'm very curious to know what you guys are each ready to let go of in 2026. I know these things can be deeply personal, but if you feel like sharing, just take a moment to drop a comment in the chat right now. All right, cool. All right, so in order to help us all have the best experience possible, um, Paige and I have a short list of best practices for how we can show up to the group each week. I'd like to go over these things with you now. So if you would please unmute your microphones. I'm going to read 5 separate agreements. And after each, I'll ask for your agreement. If you agree, just please say out loud, I agree. So here we go. Number 1. I agree that the point of this class is to have fun, grow in our wisdom, and celebrate the expansion of our awareness and skills. Do you agree?
I agree.
I agree.
Agree.
Yes.
Good
All
idea.
right, 2. I agree to be on time or early. I'm speaking to myself here. Stay until the end of each class and communicate with Paige in advance if I need to leave early or arrive late. Do you agree?
I
I
agree.
agree.
Awesome. I agree to honor my self-care needs as they arise, including hydrating, changing positions, stretching,
Mhm.
or using the bathroom as needed. Do you agree?
I
I
agree.
agree.
Perfect. All right, just two more. I agree to speak in the first person using I statements from my own experience rather than assuming the experience of others and generalizing with we statements. Do you agree to speak in the first person?
I
I
agree.
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 I appreciate that. All right. I agree to keep my video on and remain fully present within the group during class. Do you agree?
I agree. I agree.
I agree.
Thanks, Laura.
Sorry,
Excellent.
I'm making food.
I'm trying to turn my video on, but I'm on my cell phone and I can't figure out how to.
Listen, we have tons of grace for figuring out all of these things, and sometimes, you've got life going on. So, I mean, this isn't prison. We just are trying to sort of, have some idea of what we're all doing together. Hey,
Hi,
Jen.
Janelle.
Hi, how are you? Oh, I'm there. Oh, good. Yay.
So good. And if you're like biking or you have like there's something that you just had to, but you're still on the call, if you have this is like there is flexibility. It's just that it's so helpful for us as teachers to be able to see your faces and reactions. And like ideally we'd all be in the same room, and not ideally because we all didn't have to commute and we all get to meet from all over the world. So it's beautiful, but it's also like so much more to just be present, and we're practicing this, one of the most difficult and most rewarding ways of being present. So not being distracted, not multitasking, doing other things while you're in class. So you'll get the very most out of it if you're here for the live class and you're on video and you just turn off the other screens. So yeah, thank you so much. It's a beautiful container that we're creating, and this is a safe place. So one other thing is, this is a place where if something personal is shared, don't share it with other people. This creates a place where we can be really vulnerable and share the things that are hard and share big wins that we don't want the entire world to know. We just want this group to know. So there's a safe container that we're creating here, and it will allow us to get the very most out of this, which is guaranteed to be a lot and amazing. So let's begin with shares and just sharing your win and where you are in the world, because we've got people from all over the place and it's fun to place people on the map. So Brianna, do you want to start? You're the only one not on mute. Muted.
I just put myself on mute because Bodhi's around. So I'm in Utah, in Salt Lake City, and win for this week since the last call was well, I still haven't written down my news journal. A lot of fails. I don't know if there's very many wins this week, actually. I guess I have been focusing. I haven't fallen sick, even though my kids got sick, so that's a win. And I think I'm helping my kids, my one little boy, get better, really focusing on his health. So that was a win.
So
You're
Brianna
hosting
is
mom.
healthy and she's a healer. We're all celebrating that.
Yes.
And
And you're hosting your mother.
And you're hosting mom. Brooke, you go next.
Wins is that I'm cleaning up a deadline that I missed at the end of last semester for background to be able to teach in my practicum, my last semester of my master's. Totally missed the deadline. So doing everything I can to be accountable for that, to do what I can to do all the things so that they can make the final decision. And supporting my daughters as they start their first week of school, which has been very rough, and studying for an exam that I'm taking. The other win is just that our Christmas break was very restful, and I'm leaning into like rooting down so that I can reach up, you know, sprout up. And so there's just wintering happening, and it feels really very delicious and wonderful to have the space to do that, and in a lot of gratitude. So those are all wins. Feels good.
Good. And Brooke is in Moscow, Idaho. So
I'm in Moscow, Idaho.
oh, good. How about we go to Deanna?
Hey, good morning, afternoon, evening, depending on where you are.
Yeah.
I'm in Massachusetts. I have a lot of wins, to be honest. I spent like 2 solid days designing recipes and then another day cooking. So I've got all of my macros all set for the week and have been adhering to that. Because I'm back to work, I have also adhered to like, okay, you're going to get up by this time so that you can establish enough sleep inertia to get back into like a steady cycle of when to go to bed and when to get up. Um, I've met now with this class with all of my coaches. I have 3 of you that I am working with. So we've had, great conversations to just sort of like start establishing a good routine for this year. I have had the luxury of being able to sit down and discuss data with appropriate people and plan some upcoming experiments in advance instead of flying by the seat of my pants. So that's been amazing. And I also had a very intentional conversation with the company has been playing tug of war with me in terms of people that want me in 2 different departments. And I had a very intentional conversation with all parties and was like, listen, this is what's going to happen in 2026. So
Nice. Okay, Deanna,
yeah.
what do you do for work? Just so we get a feel for the context here.
So I'm a PhD scientist. I work for AbbVie Pharmaceuticals, and I help support the biologic therapeutic pipeline. So I am currently working with a very difficult monoclonal antibody that I need to fix some attributes on.
Amazing. That's so incredible. Awesome.
And things are always on fire over here, and everything is always breaking, and it's great.
That is incredible. So happy to have you in the class, Deanna, and so happy to hear about your wins. That's so great. Thank you for sharing. Janelle, you're up
I'm
next.
in Ogden, Utah, and my wins are I too was able to go grocery shopping at the beginning of the week and get the meals planned out for my family. So I've cooked dinner for my family once, and we had leftovers yesterday. So hooray! After holidays of like, I don't know, just not a lot of cooking, that felt so good. Um, and then I have what I'm cooking tonight. Like I just don't even have to think about food this week. And then I'm reading a really good book that feels like a win, and I've already finished a book for the year, feels like a win. And I'm in my office for the first time this year, which feels
And
like
she's writing a book. So
I'm writing a book.
this
This is the space. So that feels like a win.
amazing.
Yes.
Such a win.
About what? What's your book about?
It's about a woman in prison. That's what it's about.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
We'll
Well,
see. We'll see how it goes.
welcome, Janelle.
Thank you.
Laura, you're up. Then Havilah and then Mary Joy.
I'm on my phone and it's not my normal MO. I have a new listing this week. So starting the year off with a brand new listing, and got a lead yesterday. So I'm feeling positive about how 2026 is moving. The mindset, like Brooke said, I'm wintering. I'm not necessarily like new yearing over here, but it is nice to see the continuation of success and activity in real estate continuing in 2026. I am grateful that I realized that my daughter's new organic melatonin didn't actually have melatonin in it. So that I know now why she hasn't been going to sleep for the last, 2 or 3 weeks. And I found out just in time so she could go back to school today well rested. That's just a silly thing, but honestly, when you have a kid that doesn't sleep well,
Oh yeah,
it's pretty huge.
it's real.
And yeah, I got back to yoga yesterday. So I feel like things are getting back to normal, a
And
routine.
Laura's one of the greatest real estate agents in Nashville. So we're so happy to have you with us. Avila, you're up.
Yeah, I'm located on Maui, Hawaii. My hometown though, was born in Idaho and I'm from Salt Lake and Ogden. So you guys are all in places that I love. My wins are I did a lot of food prep. So I like bulk purchase and cook food so that I have it available for the week, and that feels really good. I put a social media block on my phone yesterday and immediately noticed how relieving it felt. Like just dropped my my anxiety by a huge amount, which felt amazing. Um, and then I finished a flyer and secured space for an upcoming workshop that I'll be hosting in February.
Amazing. Yay, celebrating. Okay, Mary Joy.
Yeah. Um, what do you mean when you say you put a block on your social media? What does social media mean to you?
Social media is all of the apps, including Instagram, Facebook, Reddit, anything that would take my time or attention just
Yeah.
mindlessly scrolling that's not education based. And
Yeah.
funny enough, there's an app that somebody has created to assist with that, and it's called Presence. And it's
Look at that. Okay, I'm in. I'm in. See? We learn from each other. So presence, everyone. That's awesome to know. Thank you, Havila. And good question, Mom. Okay.
Okay, I'm from Canada. So right now I'm really thrilled to meet someone from Massachusetts. And that's where my grandfather came from. Uh, he was a Massachusetts man. And it's cool that we're dealing with Maui because I have a special love for Maui. And I've been working on being present, and I've been succeeding, I think, and personal one-on-one conversations, and um, and that means connections. When you live a long way away, it's different to try and keep connected to a lot of your people. So I think I've won in those areas. I'm a long way from home right now, and I've been spending time with various members of our large family. So that's great, and it's a win to have made the decision to start this year with Sean and Paige. So that's great as well.
Wow. And sending you lots of healing vibes because it sounds like your voice and chest and lungs are needing some help. This is my mother, and she had 6 kids, and she's on a tour to see most of them. So it's really great. Okay, awesome. So Sean, he's gonna take us into the flow of goal mastery.
Oh, Paige, I want to hear what your win
Oh
was and what
man.
your gratitude
One of
is.
my big wins is I did a meditation with Sean this morning, and I'm going to let go of using my phone with my kids, which I think is going to make a huge difference. And I thought it was a really beautiful process of going like, hey, I know that you've been protecting me from uncomfortable, like this fear of, I just don't know. Yeah, there's been fear around just not being a good enough mom. And I think that that's been kind of like a big crutch for me. So I really appreciated that meditation. And my word for the year is presence. And I mean, not, it's partnership. And I've been like just swimming in it. It's been so fun. So I'm celebrating that. Um, it's been showing up in really beautiful ways. And I'm here in Provo, Utah. So, yeah.
Nice. Thank
And
you.
Sean, what about you?
I'm Sean. I'm from Massachusetts. I grew up in a French Canadian enclave there. All of my ancestors on both sides go up to Quebec and Prince Edward Island. But now I live in Maui.
Mm.
So, um, my win for the week, I formed a mastermind group with a content creator, a therapist, and a corporate trainer and coach. And I'm super excited about this. I've been trying to get people to do book club with me forever, and it seems nobody wants to read anymore. And I actually trust that this group is going to do our weekly reading assignment, so I'm pretty stoked about that. I also made some really good progress on my real estate training website. So you guys don't know me, but I started and ran a seven-figure real estate brokerage for quite a very long time, and I've just been um, doing coaching for the last 8 years. I sold the company in 2022, and I've just been doing general coaching and also real estate specific training, helping realtors become millionaires, which is something I absolutely love to do. That's easier than most people realize. What I'm grateful for, I'm grateful that I live on a tropical island in the middle of the ocean, surrounded by farmers and fresh food, and that our island has lots of tasty invasive animals that I get to hunt and eat on any given day of the year. Uh, and yeah, and
Beautiful.
that's that.
Like what? What do you eat that's an invasive animal? What?
The tasty invasive animals that are here are axis deer, which is actually the most nutritious red meat there is. It's like, I don't know, 26 or 28 grams of protein for every 3.5 ounces of meat. And
Wow.
I don't know, we put about maybe 12 deer in the freezer a year. So whenever we get low on meat, I just go hunting in the evenings, and we do everything from the hunting to the plate. So butchering, processing, aging the meat, cutting it into fine cuts, and then just eating it whenever we want. And then we've also been doing pigs lately too. So I catch pigs with snares, and there's a couple of land owners that have traps that catch pigs, and I just go and harvest them. And we have a smoker, so we smoke our own meat as well.
Wow. Very
Yeah,
cool.
it's
So cool.
very cool.
Mm.
Awesome.
All right. So with that, I want to bring us through a enormous topic that I am going to try and distill into some small bits of talking points. It's a fool's errand, but we're going to give it a shot. I think for me, the main thing that I'm trying to do with this group this year is to help us be a part of a group and a system where we become aware of what's happening in our lives, aware of what the options are for what could be happening in our lives, and that we can learn the skills to develop in the ways that we need to develop in order to help us reach the goals that we want in all the various areas of our life over the course of the year. You know, what I've seen over and over and over again is year after year, people get really excited at New Year's and they set resolutions. And most of the time, they don't actually reach the goals that they set. And it's not because people are weak. It's not because, there's no negative reason. It's because we aren't taught the tools for success. Our educational system was designed to produce workers for the Industrial Revolution, and it hasn't adapted since then. So, my goal is to share every tip and trick and system that I can think of throughout the year to to remind myself of, anything that I might be overlooking, and B, to share with you everything that has helped me to become successful in the various areas of my life. So to that end,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Thanks for being here. To that end, I just let's go over some of the notes that I've prepared. Ourselves, who we are, we have a past self, and that past self has given you the reality that you have today. All of your results, your level of fitness, the quality of your relationships, your bank account, the environment that you're in, all of those things come from the person that you've been up until today. Your future self is the self that depends entirely on your present self. And the results that you're going to have in the future are going to depend on the day-to-day habits and systems and behaviors and relationships that you form and cultivate today. Now, your present self relies on the knowledge, skills, habits, systems, circumstances, tools, points of reference, yeah, and all the good luck that it can muster to make the most of today while serving both today and tomorrow. We're labeled as human beings, but my personal belief is that we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and that what we really are is human becomings. That we're in a state that isn't fixed, that we're in a fluid state at all times, that we're becoming at all times. And, one of the the things that I've embraced over the years that has served me the most is the fact that I'm not perfect. And I don't have to be perfect. I grew up in a very religious family, and everything was very, very rigid and black and white. And it took me a long time to sort of find a sense of grace and forgiveness and gentleness with myself. Not to have soft standards, but to give myself the breathing room and the wiggle rooms that I needed to actually to dance and to grow and to create the experience that I needed to, develop skills and wisdom, etc. So this idea of embracing imperfection as a superpower is something that I just kind of want to put out there into the ether for us to consider, that imperfection is actually a skill. The book that I had that I asked Paige to share with us for this week as recommended reading, I'm going to go into this with the assumption that very few people have actually read it. Just based on my experience, people tend not to do the reading, but has anybody actually read the book or started the book this week?
Gotten through 25% so far.
Nice. Awesome. I'm going to talk a little bit about that book in a few minutes, but I want to sort of share my way of getting through books with you. Maybe it will be helpful. I used to live in a pretty big house, similar to Paige's actually. And I had this enormous library in my house, like literally rows of bookcases that were perpendicular to the wall in this big great room. I think I probably had 5,000 books maybe. And I stopped watching TV in 1996, so books were my life. But they took up a lot of time and space. And when Audible came along, it was a life-changing thing because I could then do what I call habit stacking, which was to have a book playing in the background of my mind whenever I was doing anything that didn't require language. So if I was loading the dishwasher, vacuuming, painting the house, doing the laundry, instead of listening to music, which I love music. But instead of listening to music or having something on the background or having to be subjected to my own automatic thinking, my own automatic inner voice, I would habit stack whatever I was doing with listening to audiobooks. And that allowed me to get into the habit of being able to listen to an average of one book every day. Now, previously, I probably read, 50 books a year. But it was a dedicated thing that took a lot of time. Being able to move over to audiobooks with that habit stacking mentality, burning through an average of one book a day and doing that for, years on end, I probably got through a couple hundred books a year. Um, you can't do it every day, but a lot of books I would listen to again and again. And then realizing that I could change the speed and listen to books on 1.5 times speed or 2 times speed or 1.25 speed if the author spoke very quickly, um, really helped me to fill my head with good things. And the way of looking at that I share with the people that I coach is that we want to fill all the cups inside of ourselves right to the brim every day, so that when we go out into the world and the world tries to poop in our cups, there's no room. Like we just want to fill our own cups up with healthy, nutritious information and experiences, so that we just don't have room for the negativity that is sort of a habitual pattern of people in the world outside of ourselves. So yeah, the compound effect. The reason I chose that book for this week and to get us started is because the idea is that a lot of times people think that you need to do really big things or it doesn't count. And the compound effect tells us that it's really a matter of all the little things that add up that create success in life. It's the small, smart choices um, done consistently over time that make the enormous difference. So it's small things, smart things done consistently over a period of time that makes a huge difference. It's just like investing. You put $10 or $20 a week into an account, and within a few decades, you've got $1 million. It's assuming it's like a spider fund or something in the market. But it's these little things that take place over time, and I think part of the reason most of us don't do that is A, we either don't know how to do it, or B, um, we expect to see results in the beginning, and results only happen over time. So the key to sticking with these sorts of things is to fall in love with the process. It's to fall in love with the doing of the thing every day. It's to move through the arc of personal development and goal attainment. We start with an intention um, and we pick our goals. We use a system. We do it every day. It becomes a behavior, then a habit, then a practice, and eventually it becomes second nature. And I'm going to go over a tool with us today that will show us how this can be done quite easily. And yeah, so we'll get to that in a few minutes. Anybody have any thoughts or questions at this point? Got it.
Mary Joy, but also I just have a quick pro tip. Have one book for Spiral Up this master class, because you'll want to just keep all your notes together. So if you don't have a notebook in front of you, like notes are great, but it's great to keep one notebook that's just for this class. So just a thought as all this amazing information is coming. forward.
Yeah, there's something about taking handwritten notes, just writing things down that helps the information to lock inside of us. But I mean, this is going to be an ongoing discussion, a growth. We're going to be in this together. So a lot of these things are going to come and go from your awareness, but over time, as we hear them over and over, and as we put things into practice, it'll become part of who we are. So just be patient with ourselves as we go through this, and as we look back week after week and month after month, we're going to be able to see the difference. Because I've read so many hundreds of books and read so many of them over and over again, I will have a recommended reading for every week. So as Paige and I, we get together and we know what the year looks like, but we kind of go with the flow. And as each week we get together to discuss what's coming, what we're specifically going to do the upcoming week, I will have a book recommendation. And it would be pretty amazing if you got to the end of the year and you'd read 48 books that you had not read previously. I promise you that will give you an advantage in life.
Mhm.
So
So
I want to,
Sean,
yes.
the let's just see how many of us are using Audible to read that the book, The Compound Effect is the book you're referring to. I read a lot of stuff from you and Paige on various sites this week. And isn't it interesting? Because the compound effect, I remember reading about it, but I didn't stop and go find it. Is it? How many of you are reading this on Audible? Could you just put your hand up? Okay, yeah. All righty. Okay.
I also use my Spotify account for books.
Yeah,
What do you do? What
Yeah.
do you do?
Spotify.
I use my
Oh,
listen to books.
oh, yeah. Good point.
You get
Okay.
a certain amount of free audiobooks on Audible on Spotify every month. So it's a
Yeah.
great resource.
Oh, thank you. I didn't know that. Thank
Yeah, so there's two choices right now for reading free. Well, Audible's not free, but
Right.
yeah,
You have
okay,
lots of credits on Audible, Mom, so we'll
yeah,
get to that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And you can do shared Audibles. So, I mean, you're not
yeah.
supposed to, but I've shared my Audible with a couple of, close people that get a chance to listen. So,
Hmm.
uh, but yeah,
Great. I
Spotify
got
is a
it.
great, great resource.
Yeah, the technical.
So, as
The
far as
library has free books too.
yes, for
Really?
those that have the ability to sit and read or the need to be sitting in one place for a period of time.
You can also, like public libraries have audiobooks for free too if you want to get into figuring that out, because they do have that.
Yeah, like Libby. You can use a Libby app.
Yeah, exactly. So
All right,
lots
so
of resources.
I want to real quickly go over just a perceptual idea that I call versioning, and then I want to take a look. And I want to have you guys open up the spreadsheet or the habit tracker that I've shared with you. So to serve this idea of embracing imperfection and small incremental growth and improvement, I think of myself as hardware. So this body that I'm in is the hardware. Um, my goal is to maintain it, to improve it, to repair it when it's broken. And I think of my mind and my spirit and my emotional system, my nervous system, as software that runs on code. And the work that I'm doing each day is to try and examine the code that's happening within myself and to rewrite any bugs that I find or to get new bits of code from outside sources, books, people, whatever, and to just continuously write and rewrite. And I think of myself as a version of Sean, right? So, part of embracing imperfection was having the grace to understand that the person I was 10 years ago wasn't capable of what I am capable of today. Like, this is the most capable, wise, knowledgeable version of myself that I've ever been. I'm my versioning system goes name, decade, year, month, and if you want to, week. So right now, I'm 49 years old. So I am Sean, and my version is 4.9, so decade, year, and then how many months and weeks since my birthday. So I'm Sean 4.9.8.3 because I was born in May. And, next week I'm going to be Sean 4.9.8.4, and then 4.9.9. And by thinking of myself as a version, it just, it has given me two things: the grace to forgive myself for anything that I wasn't capable of doing in the past. We aren't the mistakes that we've made in the past, and we aren't the successes that we've had in the past. We are who we are in this moment. That is an accumulation of the past. But at any given moment, we can learn new skills, employ new skills to the service of ourselves and to the people that we love. And if you can learn to think of yourself as a version, it can really go a long way in breaking through blocks and moving forward. So what I'd like you guys to do now is I created a spreadsheet specifically. It's one that I've been using. It's the one that got me to Maui. Like buying a house on Maui is not cheap and it's not easy. And it's this spreadsheet and one similar to it that got me here. So how can I share?
You should be able to share. You're the co-host, so
Okay.
just go down to the green share button.
It says one participant can share at a time.
I'm not sharing.
Okay, great.
There we go.
All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Cool. All right, so if each of you would just take a moment to go into your Google Drive, I've actually created a folder for each of you. And within that folder, I have made you your own copy of this habit tracker.
Wow,
And
thanks.
you're
That's
welcome.
really-
I knew Brooke would be excited about that.
Brooke, I have put so much work into this. I literally improve it every few months. I go through and I fix bugs and
I'm so
adjustments and improvements.
excited.
And I'm so excited to share this with somebody else that doesn't have to go through the process of
Yeah.
learning to make these changes.
Whoa,
So
it's in my folder, Sean. Crazy.
we're leveling up. This is
Oh
good.
yeah, baby.
Yeah. Hold on, everyone. We're going up. Wow.
So every one of you guys has a folder, and within those folders, now those folders can be seen by Paige and I and you only. So the folders are private just to the instructors and to each individual. So whatever you put in there stays, private. You can also make a copy of it and just work on it out of the folder if you don't want Paige and I to be able to review and give input. I lead a very busy life. Unless you ask me to look at your stuff, I'm not looking at it. So like you don't have to worry about me snooping at your stuff. It's just there in case you want me to. So
Oh my
Paige,
gosh, this is nuts.
yeah.
Oh, mackerel. This is amazing. I have so many questions,
Can
but you'll go
everyone
through it
find
all.
theirs? If you go into your sheets in Google Docs, I just want to make sure everyone can get in and find theirs.
Yeah, let's just see if anybody isn't able to find it. Let's start there. And anybody that isn't able, we can help you find it.
And just search for when you're looking for habit tracker.
All right, so if anybody's not able to find it, please unmute yourself and speak up so that we know and we can help.
Did you make one
Mom,
for
you
me, Sean?
What's that?
Did you make one for me?
I sure did.
Oh, I don't see mine.
You definitely, hold on. I
The
know
easiest way I have found it is to open your Gmail because it was shared with you and you got a link via email.
Yeah, I definitely created one for you.
I got it.
Is it not?
I got it.
You don't. Okay. Yeah. I'm super, super, super methodical, so I don't miss anybody. I just go right down the list in alphabetical order.
He doesn't miss details, which I've really appreciated in the partnership. 'Cause I
Well,
do. I miss
I have
details someday.
ADHD and it's pretty bad. So I've learned to
Oh,
compensate for that by being methodical. Otherwise,
excellent.
butterflies and shiny objects.
Mm.
All right, so
Oh,
Paige, with everybody now having access to their sheets, do you want me to talk a little bit about the sheet now, and then you can bring us through
yeah,
your session?
yeah,
Okay.
do that.
All right, so today we're only going to go over um, rows 8 through 22. And
On the
this
first,
Yeah,
on the first
on the
January
January,
habit. Okay.
the
yep.
morning.
So we're going to just only go over that. This sheet is really complex, and we're going to be working inside of this sheet throughout the year. So there's a whole nother tab that is going to track. I'll actually show you that right now, even though we're not going to do it today. There's a tab that actually tracks your finances as well. So you set your income goal, and then we're going to put all of our assets and liabilities here. And as we track it, it tells us how close we are to our goal. So this thing moves across the screen as we get closer to hitting our financial freedom goal. And it's something that we get to do every day. And then for you, the realtor out there and other people in business, this lower section we actually use for prospecting and marketing and tracking our pipeline so that we can make sure that we get to whatever our number is faster. But this is all says TBD because it's going to be tailored to each person's needs. But anyways,
What is TBD? What's TBD?
to be determined.
Oh,
So,
I know that.
it's something that we can figure out later.
To
So
be determined. Yeah, I know that. Okay.
the basic framework that I use for what I choose to focus on in life, and this is, something that I learned probably in 2010. I started to get this together by the time my kids were 2 years old, and I was just fighting tooth and nail to feed them in the Great Recession. One day I was like, oh my God, I'm working 16 hours a day to make sure I can feed my kids, and I'm not spending time with my kids. Granted, they were, 1 and 2. It didn't matter as much then, but I'm really grateful I had that realization then. So for me, the main areas of my life I think of are faith, which is my relationship to whatever the greater thing is, family, fitness, finance, my future, and my daily focus, and all those spokes wrap around a hub of education. Okay, so that's kind of how I see the world. And this planner is meant to serve that. So today is the 7th, Wednesday. So if this is my master sheet, but if I were to use this as my own sheet, today, did I get out of bed by 4 a.m.? Yes. Um, did I drink water, stretch, and do my qigong? I haven't done my qigong yet, so no. Have I had my coffee, breakfast, and yogurt? Yes. Have I taken my vitamins? Yes. Have I gotten this part done? Not yet. So we go through, and what this thing does is it serves as a reminder to me each of the essential things that I want to do that I know over time add up, right? So if I meditate 15 minutes a day, what that does is that it allows me, my brain, to physically grow in the areas that I need to be able to focus on a task for a period of time, right? A lot of people say, oh, I can't meditate, I suck at it, or whatever. It's like, no, it's not about being good. It's about doing it. That's it. Because when you meditate and your mind wanders and you bring your attention back to your breath, you're building that muscle. That's just like doing a rep in the gym. Nobody goes in the gym and says, oh, I can't bench press 500 pounds. No, it's going to the gym, and it's the resistance of moving the weight that builds the muscle, or it's the miles that you put in that gives you the cardio, or the hills that you do. So with meditation, it's when you return your wandering attention back to whatever your focus point is, that builds the part of your brain that allows you to do difficult things and to stay on task, right? So we'll just go over these real quick. Get out of bed on time. That allows, to me, I wanted to get everything important done before the rest of the world woke up. And then whatever I did after that, I saw as a bonus. That was the critical thing that allowed me to buy a house on Maui. Without that habit, not a chance, not a chance. Water stretch qigong, when we sleep, our muscles contract. In waking up and hydrating our body and stretching is essential to not having health problems. And Qigong is something that stimulates the nervous system. So I have all these things built in. I think I left this hyperlink live in your sheets. So for me, I can just hover over it and click on it, and it'll bring me right to a Qigong routine, right? So, and then having coffee, super nutritious breakfast, and yogurt, for me, that's probiotics. I drink decaf coffee, so it's about the ritual, it's about the warmth of warming up my body. I know that if I take vitamin D3 literally cured crippling depression for me. I would be like going along, everything would be great, and then all of a sudden I'd be like Eeyore with a rain cloud over my head. And I started taking vitamin D3 probably 2004 or 5. And within 3 years, I had zero depression, period. None whatsoever. And I'll save that story for another day. But for me, I know taking vitamin D3, I take 10,000 IUs a day, even though I live in a tropical place. And it has such a massive improvement on who I am, how I feel in the world. Push-ups, sit-ups, air squats, pull-ups. You can attain incredible fitness just doing body weight exercises. It's also amazing for your brain. It gets your neurochemicals going. It's not just for the body, it's for the nervous system and for the fluid motion of your thoughts. Life GPS review. We're going to go over this. We're going to have a whole class on this. This is essentially a daily reminder to yourself of what you've actually chosen for yourself this year. What do you want? Where are you going? But bringing that, like for me, I say an alternate definition of discipline is the ability to consistently remember what it is that we want in life. Because when we consistently remember what we really want, we don't need the discipline. So in order to sort of shortcut the idea of having discipline by remembering and keeping within my awareness what I really want, that gives me the discipline I need to do the behaviors that I need to do to get there. And these behaviors, by the way, live in this sheet. Then print my planner. So again, I have a hyperlink in mine that goes to my daily planner that I can print. And then here, my calendar review, my most important task of the day, and my overall task review. Now that lives down here. So today's most important task, I would just write it here. And then when I completed it, I'll check it off. And then the things that I need to do, where are we? We are on Wednesday here. These are just the important things that need doing today. And again, they get checked off. I am what I repeatedly do, right? So one of the important things I think for me in being able to communicate with others and being able to understand what others are saying to us is the acquisition and use of language. So I think of language like I think of television. First it was black and white TV, it was very fuzzy. Then we had color TV. And then over time, the clarity and the definition and the amount of pixels squeezed into a screen have gotten to the point where if it gets any better, it won't matter because our retinas can't even pick up the additional information. I want our language to be the same way. So and I did this all through high school, right? Everybody would say, "What's the word of the day, Sean?" And I just had it because I literally lived inside of a dictionary. And with everybody asking me, it meant every single day I just always had a word ready, right? And I try to carry that through today. So I like the Oxford English Dictionary because I'm a nerd. And so you can see here it says word of the day, OED, nerd preferred. So when you hover over it and you click on it, it'll bring you right to the Oxford English Dictionary. And the word of the day is down here, labiomancy. I don't know what that is yet. But I've also put the word of the day here for like normal people. And what I like about this one is it actually gives you a video. So after you watch the ad, this girl will tell you about the video, about the word. She'll use it in a sentence. I'm gonna shut that before it starts talking at us. And it's just a really practical way to acquire more language. So I've got a spot down here where you can write the word of the day right here and just try and use it during the day. even if it's just talking out loud to yourself, or just get a nerd friend that also wants to, you know, have you throw words at them that they don't know what the heck they mean, and they can do the same to you, and then you guys can just have a nerd party together and acquire language. I think that that's just have fun with it. I have this thing, and um, I've sort of made a commitment to Paige that I'm not going to swear in this group. I'm going to like keep it clean, but I'm going to make a little exception here. I have this thing, this rule of thumb when I'm teaching people that are professionals, and the rule is don't talk like an asshole. And what that means is like use common language when you're talking with people. Don't use jargon, don't use fancy language. Just meet people where they are and speak their language so that you can have authentic, warm, and genuine communication. So, be careful using the word of the day. Find a nerd friend that you can nerd out with, and don't be weird. Don't test out crazy words on people that don't understand them. But anyways, the next thing is complete today's KPI sheet, which again, we're going to go over this. It's what gets measured gets managed, right? So on my sheet, like each of these things has a hyperlink that brings me to mortgages, credit cards, budget accounts, et cetera, et cetera. And then each day I'll update these values, which changes this number, which tells me how close I am to this number. Okay. So some of these numbers are hypothetical, but I just wanted you to see what the sheet does. All right. So just completing that each day. And then this is, I think, one of the most important things is focusing on education, 30 minutes a day. It adds up. For anybody that says, I don't have time to read, I don't have time to study, you do. Get up earlier. And if, like for me, I used to sleep like 8 or 9 hours a day. I got an app called Sleep Tracker, Sleep Cycle. Oh my God, I've been using this thing for 14 years. For some reason, I can't remember the name of it. It's called Sleep Cycle. I use it every single day of my life, every day, period. And it's been almost 14 years now. I used to sleep 8 or 9 hours a day, but when I got this app, what I could do is I could see my normal sleep cycles when I was in a deep sleep or when I was in, like an aware state. So, and what I did was I actually just cut out one entire sleep cycle and I set my waking schedule to correspond with this awake state. And I woke up feeling just as refreshed as if I had slept for that extra sleep cycle. So I went from sleeping 8, 9 hours a day to now, like, I don't know, 5 hours and 15 minutes to 6.5 hours, depending on what I've got to do that day. But when I was in business, day after day, like 5 hours and 15 minutes. So whenever I had to get up, I would go to bed in order to get me to that place. But anyways, the point is we have time for 30 minutes of education. Now here, this is something that I'm just testing out for this class. It's a Google Sheet that can be used, excuse me. It's a Google Sheet that you can use. So whichever book you're reading can create a tab. And for each chapter, you can just keep track of your notes and ahas. And then when you move to the next book, you can just create a new tab and just do it again. So, we create these tabs by, just duplicate, and it just creates a new one, and then you rename it. So whatever it is, whether it's a notebook, I like everything in my life to live in Google Drive because everything is in one place. That means I don't have a million apps, a million books, a million this, a million that. It just all lives there. I do have a notebook that I use for longhand writing, but that is just sort of according to like the morning pages model, or just sort of writing each day to see what lives inside and to bring that forward. So I think that is it for today. This is sort of all the things that I want to do before the rest of the world wakes up so that I don't have excuses on not to do it, and so that my life moves forward incrementally, step by step by step by step. And when I look back, it's amazing how much gets done. And what's really cool about this is as you check the boxes, it keeps track across the bottom of how many things you've actually done. So you literally get, you can see here in the week, it's starting to expand, right? So, and then you can, every month we just literally go into our master sheet and create a new one, and then it's the February habit tracker. And then you can look back and you can see, how did I do? This is a living document, you know, you adjust it as you go. And but I found this just life-changing, literally life-changing. It didn't used to be this good, you know. It used to be pretty crappy. And then I bought a template from somebody, and I was able to leverage sort of the code and everything that they had in their template to create my own. This is like orders of magnitude better than the template I bought, but the code was already in there, which allowed me to see what they were doing in the back end and to really build out my sheet from that. And so that's it. That's the tool. Paige, do you want to bring us through your guided process now, and then we can plug stuff into the tracker? You're on mute. I mean, you're yeah.
Yeah. So we're, for the sake of time and just what we want you to do is walk away with this figured out for yourself. I'm going to lead you through a visualization. You're going to kind of see yourself in that ideal morning, in what you embody when you wake up, just on the perfect day where you're in flow and you're in state, and then seeing the different things that you do to set yourself up for success. And then you'll fill out this morning routine. Next class we'll do afternoon, we'll do evening. So this is setting you up so that you'll have this all set up for this whole year. But we want you to just add a morning routine in right now. That's the one thing this week. Add in a morning routine, really hone into this. How you start your day sets the frequency for the rest of the day. It's so, like, I am obsessed with morning routine, you guys. I'm obsessed, and I've figured out exactly like my morning sheets, and I'll be sharing those with you as well. But just what works for you. For me, it's I wake up and I smile, and then I think of my 3 gratitudes, and then I get up and I do my spinning and my 5 rights that I'll go through later, but most of you know about them. But then I get up, I drink my water, I go brush my teeth, I get all ready, and then I do my savers, right? So whatever it is for you, like, hone in on this. And my morning routine, it can take 10 minutes or it can take 2 hours. And I've figured that out for myself, because I can't do exactly the same amount or the exact same, but I make sure that I get my savers in every single morning. That's really essential for me. Silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and writing. So those are my 6. But what are yours? And we're just going to let you, like, it's one thing to work on with 10% of your brain and try and figure it out on a conscious level, but I'm going to just let you drop into the subconscious, which is 90% of your brain, and you can just really feel into like what yours is. So that's what we're going to do right now. And just 10 minutes of dropping in, and then we'll give you the last few minutes to fill out your form and get yourself all set up for this week. Sound good? Awesome. Go ahead and take a deep breath. Breathing into the belly. Dropping back into that place where we started in class. Just noticing how easy it is to relax the shoulders and to do a gentle body scan. Just noticing if there's any tension in the crown of your head, releasing and relaxing. The eyes, even opening up the ears and relaxing the jaw. Pouring that relaxation down the throat and around the shoulders, all the way through the arms and into the hands. Breathing this relaxation into the heart now. Just allowing yourself to drop out of the mind and into the heart. Bringing your attention to the rhythm of your breath. Noticing that it's easy to just breathe in for 5 counts and exhale for the same amount of time. Releasing the belly with each inhale. Relaxing all the way down through your hips. Feeling the relaxation through your thighs, calves, and into your feet. Now that your body is relaxed, I want you to just notice one thing about your life that you're really grateful for. Something that just fills you with joy. And think of the reasons why you're grateful for that. Thank you. Thinking because, just letting the reasons flood your mind. Noticing that when you drop into gratitude, the frequency of your body just raises a few notches. And your mind begins to open up, and you're able to see and visualize, feel into a vision. And then the vision that you'll see now is just a place in nature that you love. Maybe it's a place that your mind creates or a place you've been before. Just notice as you imagine a beautiful place. You feel the temperature on your skin. You listen for the sounds. You may even reach out and touch something. As you look ahead, I want you to notice that there is a doorway, a gate of some sort, an entryway into a different realm, and you feel magnetically pulled towards it. And as you walk, just feel the earth beneath your feet. Notice what stands out to you about this portal. Maybe the color or the size. I notice that this is pulling you into your perfect morning, and you push open the door or the gate, and you find yourself just waking up in the morning. Just notice that an alarm went off, or maybe you woke up on your own. That you immediately know what to do, how to use your mind as a tool, what thoughts you're going to intentionally think. Is it a gratitude? Is it a to-do list? Is it simply stretching and smiling? What do you do with your body when you first wake up? Is it recording your dream? Is it turning on a recording? Just notice in your perfect morning how you wake up. Once you place your feet on the ground, do you say thank you? Where do you go straight after you get out of bed? And just watch as you go through your morning routine. How you take care of your body, you take care of your mind. Are there affirmations on your mirror or written somewhere to repeat, to program your mind first thing in the morning? Go ahead and notice Whether you get a drink, whether you eat, whether you exercise. Notice the stillness. Is there a meditation that you do? What do you write? And what do you read? How do you plan out your day? How do you set yourself up for success? What habit are you building? %90 of people that do something regularly do it in the morning. So what do you do? Do you review your goals? Do you write out your to-do list? Do you pray? As you see yourself ready for the day, sitting at your desk or going to work or taking the kids to school, you feel so prepared. Just notice how good that feels. You took care of yourself, that you set yourself up for success, that your body and your mind and your spirit are ready for the day. And this is your ideal morning. And so take a deep breath and notice how the rest of the day just goes a little smoother. And just as this habit tracker creates shifts throughout the day, notice how over time, this simple routine gives profound results. And so I want you to go ahead and simply walk back through the door, knowing that you can come back here into this place of visualization, of clarity, of wisdom. As you walk back out into nature, I want you to just find a place to sit or lie down. Maybe there's a glass of water there waiting for you. Just reflect on what you just saw and experienced. And in this clarity, in this peace, I want you to make one decision, one commitment to yourself. One thing that you're going to do after this class so that you can step into this vision and create a life that you love. Once you have that commitment to yourself, see it. Watch as you do it. Visualize yourself taking that action, doing that thing. And when you're ready, I'm going to count you back up and you'll open your eyes and you'll just go back to your habit tracker and you'll just write out those things that you saw you did in this vision. 1, starting to come back up. 2, lots of energy comes back into your body. 3, ready for the rest of the day. 4, excited to write all this down and get it as a tool in your toolbox. 4 and 5, open your eyes, put a smile on your face and say the word yes. Welcome back. Go ahead and just go straight to your planner, your habit tracker. Start writing down, editing the first part, your morning routine. Hop off mute if you have any questions. Let's get this done.
One thing that occurred to me during that meditation page, thank you, is that in the TBD, I'd like us to write the habit that we are focusing on letting go of. So in that TBD, we're going to write the habit that we're focusing on letting go of. That way we can just see it and be reminded of it every morning. And then once we get into week 3 and we get into the evening portion, then we'll have a checkbox there to check in at the end of the day whether or not we successfully avoided the habit for that day. But in line 18, we're just going to put the habit. It's just a review of the habit that we're dropping.
Can I ask what the like 5F and 7F are?
I had that same question.
Yes. So in my sheet, that's all 7F now, but it's the faith, family, fitness, finance, future focus, that sort of thing. So it's just the ways that I organize the aspects of my life that I know deserve my attention each and every day, so that as the months and years go by, I don't look back on my life and say, oh, great, I'm a multimillionaire, but my relationships suck. You know, like, oh, I'm super
So,
fit, but I haven't spent quality time with my partner. It's just a way of,
Can you say those 7 again, please?
yeah. So it's faith, family,
Mm-hmm.
fitness,
Goodness.
finance,
Mm-hmm.
future, focus,
Okay.
and really it's education. So there's 6 F's and an E, but I just summarize it as 7F because my brain hasn't come up with anything clever yet that makes it better.
Those 6 are around the focus of education, you said. Okay.
Well,
Awesome.
education is the hub that we
Mm-hmm.
use to strengthen and improve the spokes of the main areas.
Oh, that's cool.
And we're going to go over that in another class. But the 30 minutes each day should serve one of those 6 areas of your life.
Mm-hmm.
If reading a romance novel gives you the spiciness inside that you need to be engaging with your husband or wife, then great. It serves that purpose, or if you need to learn more about learning, how to invest in your IRA, well, maybe you're going to read Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that 30 minutes should serve some spoke of your life, one of those 6 F's each day. Thank you for that question.
I love so much of what Sean has in his morning routine, and then Paige, you have your morning routine, and then I saw what was in the meditation. And so what I'm thinking is just to write down what I saw in my meditation and then go in and plug it into this sheet after the call is done or something. Because I want to merge some of these ideas.
Yeah. So here's my morning light up sheet. Just it's in the Google Docs. Figuring out, I find having a sheet and then having a blank sheet on the back where I can do my writing, and I'm a very kinesthetic person, right? So each person's going to figure out your own thing. For me, writing out my gratitudes, writing out my goals, writing out the 3 things I'm focused on right now in this year, writing out my 3 like big rocks each morning, like that's really, really helpful for me. And having it all in one sheet is really helpful. And then on the back, I write out my, additional writing or God letters or whatever I'm doing. So we have resources for you, but figure out like the fastest, easiest way to get these things going, but to be consistent. And we always talk about this. The formula of success is, clarity, belief, consistency, action. You have to be consistent on planet Earth in order to be successful at anything. And so it's just so key to getting to where you want to get, living a life that you love. So we'll let you just continue writing and finishing this up. I want to have each person just go through and share your biggest takeaway from today's class. And then we'll let you wrap this up and use this week. So Brooke, can you just share your biggest takeaway from today?
Yeah, so excited about getting my morning routine nailed down and clear, and the meditation made it clear of what I could see that I hadn't walked through in my mind each morning and seen myself as like third person. So that was just really cool. And then seeing the sheets that Sean has done for us, super excited to use those and implement what we've already been working on with Paige. So like this is sort of putting it all together, mashing it all together in something that I totally need and I'm excited for this year. So thank you.
So good.
Yeah.
Okay, Havilah, what about you? Biggest takeaway?
Yeah, mine is recognizing the part of my morning or daily routine needs to be like the priorities that I need to focus on that day so that I stay focused instead of getting scattered with things that I'm working on.
So good. Clarity, Deanna.
Okay,
And
so
Laura.
I think for me, it's just the key that like so I've had a great routine for like N of 3 days right now, and it's really about just staying with that because it has made my intro into the day so much smoother, and so it's really just highlighted the importance of like maintaining that for
Awesome.
my life and not falling back into how late can I technically get out of bed and still get to work, which is my default.
I get it. I get it. Okay, Laura, then Janelle. Or Janelle and then Laura, because Janelle's off mute.
Oh, okay. I really love this idea of filling up all of those inner cups with this morning routine so that I don't have any empty cups to be filled by just stuff of the world or stuff that's around me. So I'm already filling with what I want to be filled with. I love that idea.
Intentional living, baby. So
Yeah.
good. Laura, thank you.
I don't know yet. I feel overwhelmed.
It's fair.
I'm
It's
not,
real. There's a lot.
I know I'm not waking up at 4 a.m. So
Yeah. I immediately changed that to 7. So make it your own, play around with it. We'll definitely want to hear shares of what it's been like to do this. Keep it simple. Like if you have 3 things you want to make sure to do in the morning, do that. Like you do not have to have 7 things in the morning that you have to do. Like for me, I have to have it so simple, like savers to this day. I have to go, what's the next thing? Oh yeah, I did my silence. I've done my affirmations. What's next? Oh yeah, it's visualization. Okay. Like, and what am I visualizing? My 3 things. So I have these systems because like in this, I'm so easily distracted that it's just, what do I do next? I just have to have it super, super simple and memorized. So make it your own, but just the power of a morning routine, you guys, it's so life-changing. And this is all about spiraling up into a life that you love, right? And so what is it that makes you love your life? What is it that you could do in the morning that makes you, I need to be healthy, right? So first thing, I have to make sure I drink my lemon water or my apple cider vinegar water or my tea, right? We have to figure out what makes my body feel really good. And that's why the visualization is so powerful, because yours is very different. Like I don't feel good when I wake up at 5 a.m. yet. Maybe I will, but right now I don't. So what is it for you? Just make it your own. If it's 3 things, that's just as awesome as 10, right?
What are your savers, Paige?
Silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading,
and scripting.
and script, but it's writing. Yeah. So that's Hal Elrod, I think is his name. Savers, morning routine. Okay, who did I miss? Brianna and Mary Joy.
So I was so happy to see this, Sean, and the morning routine started for me when my body just started waking up for some reason at 4:48 in the morning. And it was like this repetitive thing my body would do. And then I recognized after somebody gave me a book called The 5 a.m. Club And then I started realizing that there's a movement throughout on the globe that this is going on. And then it helped me feel like an understanding. And then what happens is that you recognize that you need to I wouldn't recommend it for young moms, but for me, my morning routine is absolutely the best time of my day, without a doubt. And so I wondered and figured out that, yeah, in fact, if you're going to do that, you're going to need to knock it off earlier in the evening. You're going to have to accommodate that ability to, and it sounds like you're you're getting your hour needed hours down from 9 to 7, and all that sort of stuff that comes from it. But definitely, what you've got here is absolutely astonishing. What I'm liking about this thing is that it's all in one place. And Brooke's been telling me for a long time, I put everything on Google. It's just simpler. Everything's on Google. And so I'm trusting that, like, basically I don't even need a printer. I didn't, we ran a law firm for a long time. And I don't want to set an office up again. I don't want printing ink. I don't want colored ink. I don't want it. I want to keep simplifying everything. So you're not saying you need to print this. You're just saying touch this key,
I
and
like
fill
to
it
have
in.
one page printed that I can tuck in my back pocket if I have things to do and I'm going to be away from a screen. That's when
Yeah,
I'll print it and it folds up and goes in my back pocket.
yeah.
So,
Mm.
And a
but
good
otherwise,
idea, because what if the electricity goes off on Maui for 2 days, right? I mean, or maybe longer. So it's a good idea to print it at a certain point, but get handy about it right now. Yeah. On the screen. And it's all touch, isn't it? It's
yep.
all like, and then you actually use your keyboard and type in the words. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, to get
Yeah.
started, I'm going to actually, so to that point, I'm going to send out a video
Okay.
on how to use this sheet today. I
Okay.
may
Mm.
send out other supplemental stuff during the week.
Great.
I don't know for sure, but today I'll send out a video on how to use the sheet. And Paige and I, if we're able to connect today, we'll also send out the recommended reading for the week. If not, that'll go out tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I just want to sort of just mention, I will send out a video on how to use it.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
We're getting it
And
all.
then
Are you going to
our
keep
on our
using?
text.
Are you
Yeah.
going to keep using email, Sean, so that I'll know to look on email? Because you're using email, and quite often everybody's using different platforms. Can
Yes.
we agree on something here?
Everything will go out by email. I will never check my email. I can promise you that. So if you send me something, I will never see it. But I will send out email, and I'll also be dropping things in your folder. So every time from time to time, when you open up your folder, you will find a resource in there from Paige or I. Anything that we send you that needs to be printed or a new resource or whatever, it will live in that Google folder. Everything will be in one place for you.
And then if we have questions, we can text.
Yes, for sure. We should actually maybe start a Slack channel or something for the group, so that we can
Yeah.
have one place where everything lives. But Paige and I can talk about that.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Okay, so I
WhatsApp.
understand.
Right
I
now, we just
understand
have a
it's.
text.
I understand
Everything's
it's
WhatsApp.
on
email
text and
and
email
text.
right now.
Yeah.
Text and email right now.
Yeah.
And then I have a membership portal that we may use, but we're figuring that out we're going to keep it as simple as humanly possible. So last person, Bree, quick share of your biggest takeaway, then
Oh.
we'll wrap up.
I love the idea of the education as the middle and the spokes, like to feed those spokes of the 7 F's. But I think Laura just came up with the 7th F. It's fun.
Yeah.
So maybe that'd be, I wrote those down, and I like
Yes.
that imagery of education in the middle. So remembering to stay on a balanced wheel.
It sounds good to me. I like it. Let's
Yeah,
go with
let's
it.
add fun. That's so good.
Yeah.
Amazing. Love you all. Thank you. That was perfect finale. Have fun this week, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.
Bye. Love you
Thank
guys.
you.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha.